Vandeham Shri Guru Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsam.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome back to the 60th episode of Paripraśna. So in the previous episode, we saw how the great Dhruva Maharaja, he conquered death, he boarded the spiritual plane and he went back home, back to Godhead along with his wonderful mother Suniti. So today we are going to continue from there. So our objective today is to try and cover three wonderful chapters. So chapter number 13, which is called The Description of Descendants of Dhruva. And then 14th chapter, the story of King Vena. That's going to be quite a chapter to discuss. And then followed by the 15th chapter, a rather short chapter, the appearance and coronation of Maharaja Prutu. So we have a lot of ground to cover as always. So in order to get profound insights and to glean all these gems of wisdom, as usual, let us go ahead and inquire and humbly learn from His Holiness Bhakti Padma Saurav Pracharak Swami Maharaj. So Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
So Maharaj, this beginning of the chapter, that is chapter number 13, the connection to this is that in the previous chapter, that's the 12th chapter, we saw how towards the end, it was mentioned, Narad Muni glorified Maharaj Dhruva in the assembly of Prachetas, where they were conducting a sacrifice. So we see how here in the beginning of 13th chapter, Vidura Mahatma catches on to that point and he's expressing his eagerness to know more. So I'll just quickly read a few translations. So this is chapter 13, description of the descendants of Dhruva Maharaj. Suta Goswami, continuing to speak to all the rishis headed by Shaunaka, said, after hearing Maitreya Rishi describe Dhruva Maharaja's ascent to Lord Vishnu's abode, Vidura became very much enlightened in devotional emotion and he inquired from Maitreya as follows. Vidura uvacha kete prachetaso nama kasya patyani suvrata kasyan vavaye prakyataha kutra vasatramasata. Vidura inquired from Maitreya, O greatly advanced devotee, who were the Prachetas? To which family did they belong? Whose sons were they? And where did they perform the great sacrifices? And then he continues, I know that the great sage Narada is the greatest of all devotees. He has compiled the Pancharatrika procedure of devotional service and has directly met the Supreme Personality of Godhead. While all the Prachetas were executing religious rituals and sacrificial ceremonies and thus worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead for his satisfaction, the great sage Narada described the transcendental qualities of Dhruva Maharaja. So Maharaj, I want to ask you something related to this fifth verse. My dear Brahmana, how did Narad Muni glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead and what pastimes were described in that meeting? I am very eager to hear of them. Kindly explain fully about that glorification of the Lord. So Maharaj, in this fifth verse, this word, shushrushave, and Prabhupada, then the word-to-word meaning is saying very eager to hear. So throughout Bhagavatam, one common quality we see in all the listeners is this eagerness to hear. Whether it is Vidura, even Maharaj Parikshit, I'm sure he must already know so many of these pastimes. Still, he is so eager, like as though he's hearing for the first time. In fact, Prabhupada is writing here, Srimad Bhagavatam is the record of Bhagavad Katha, topics about the pastimes of the Lord. What Vidura was anxious to hear from Maitreya, we can also hear 5,000 years later, provided we are very eager. So if you can highlight this quality of eagerness in the devotees and how we can also become eager like these wonderful devotees.
So this is a common thread which is connecting practically all the verses of Bhagavatam together.
Mm-hmm.
Concept is that eagerness to hear. It starts in the very first canto, first chapter itself, where the says of Nimisharanya, they says They say that Vayam tu navdipyamaha uttama shloka krame chrinvatam vasagyanam swadu swadu pade pade.
Mhm.
Very interestingly, they say that we are not satisfied by hearing Krishna Katha. What do you mean by that?
Mhm.
We are not satisfied. Of course, this word satisfaction has an interesting connotation.
Mhm.
Like when somebody is serving you some food, and you say, "Oh, I'm not satisfied." One is, "I'm not satisfied with the quality, so I did not eat much." Now, the quality was so good that I'm not satisfied with the quantity.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
I should have taken more.
Yes.
So the quality of Krishna Katha is so good, so tasty,
Mhm.
that the more you hear, the more dissatisfaction you have.
Mhm.
That I want to hear more. The dissatisfaction, the hunger increases. So regarding food, when you eat, your hunger is there. When you
Mhm.
eat, what happens? Hunger reduces because your capacity of the stomach is limited.
Yeah.
But when you hear Krishna Katha, that is, it is, you're drinking it through the ears and it enters the consciousness, and the GV of the consciousness is unlimited. So you can hear more. There's a craving for it.
Mm.
And you hear more, the craving for it. The hunger increases the more you drink Krishna Katha.
Mhm.
So such an extent that Parikshit Maharaj in the 10th canto, he says that Vayam tu navrita, he says that Nai sadhitu sahakshan mam tektodam bhatayet pivantam kam bhojam putam rasik harikatamritam. So we are not, I'm not bothered about hunger and thirst, though it is very difficult to tolerate hunger and thirst, but still they are not bothering me. Why? What is the reason? Because I am drinking Krishna Katha from your lotus mouth.
Mm.
Parikshit Maharaj tells Sukadeva Goswami. Now, in the middle also, Shushrusho Shraddhadhanasya Vasudeva Katharuchi. Sometimes people say that I don't have taste for Krishna Katha. How to develop the taste? The taste comes by serving. So Sushrusha has got three meanings.
Mm.
One is to hear, the real meaning, but the other meaning is humility. Another meaning is service.
Mm.
By serving with humility, you get the taste to hear about Krishna.
Mm.
The Shushrusha also refers to service. So when you serve, Shraddha Dhana means one who is already having Shraddha, who is having Ruchi in Krishna Katha. You develop taste to hear about Krishna. Like, for example, now Bhagavad Gita book distribution marathon is going on. Thousands of people, devotees, are just trying to push Bhagavad Gitas and taking targets. They're working hard.
Mm.
That means they're serving Srila Prabhupada. So by serving Srila Prabhupada, who is having taste for Krishna, you develop taste for Harikatha.
Mm. Mm.
That's how it is.
Beautiful. Very nice, Maharaj. So, Maharaj, moving forward, Maitreya Uvacha, so I'm on the 6th verse. ध्रुवस्य चोत्कलः पुत्रः पितरि प्रस्थिते वनं सार्वभौमश्रियं नैच्छद् अधिराजासनं पितुः. The great sage Maitreya replied, "My dear Vidura, when Maharaja Dhruva departed for the forest, his son Utkala did not desire to accept the opulent throne of his father, which was meant for the ruler of all the lands of this planet." So I'll just read the next few translations quickly. From his very birth, Utkala was fully satisfied and unattached to the world. He was equipoised, for he could see everything resting in the Supersoul and the Supersoul present in everyone's heart. By expansion of his knowledge of the Supreme Brahman, he had already attained liberation from the bondage of the body. This liberation is known as nirvana. He was situated in transcendental bliss and he continued always in that blissful existence, which expanded more and more. This was possible for him by continual practice of bhakti yoga, which is compared to fire because it burns away all dirty material things. He was always situated in his constitutional position of self realization and he could not see anything else. but the Supreme Lord and himself engaged in discharging devotional service. So, two more. Utkala appeared to the less intelligent persons on the road to be foolish, blind, dumb, deaf, and mad, although actually he was not so. He remained like fire covered with ashes without blazing flames. For this reason, the ministers and all the elderly members of the family thought Utkala to be without intelligence and in fact mad. Thus, his younger brother, named Vatsara, the son of Brahmi, was elevated to the royal throne and he became king of the world. So, Maharaj, let's take a couple of minutes to talk about Utkala. So, just like Utkala, who is actually spiritually extremely advanced, but to the less intelligent people, he is coming across as unintelligent, dumb, mad, and things like that. So similarly, we see whether in Jadabharata's case, King Rahugana, he also initially mistook him that he is perhaps not very intelligent, but later he realizes. In Avaduta Brahmana, later in the, I think, 11th canto of Bhagavatam, there also we see about him, Avanti Brahmana, sorry. And then Shukadeva Goswami himself, the way his introduction is given in the first canto when he enters, all these boys and they are thinking that he is not unintelligent and kind of not behaving with him properly. But however, he was so advanced, all the 88,000 sages gave him the elevated seat. So, why do such spiritually elevated souls appear to be socially unconventional to the extent they seem very weird and strange? But yet they are so advanced. So, what are the real symptoms of somebody who is spiritually advanced other than their external appearance or external behavior?
Yeah. Srila Prabhupada has a lecture called Kaun Pagal Hai? Who is mad? Why only these people? Even a householder, when he takes up Krishna consciousness, starts chanting, the wife would tell, you're gone mad. The wife takes up, the husband says, you're gone mad. When the children take up Krishna consciousness, the parents say, you're gone mad. So when you go to a mental hospital, the doctors, the nurses, they show you these are mad people. When the mad people, they see and then laugh and then say, oh, we are not mad. These doctors are mad. So now you are confused. Who is mad now? And you go mad by seeing these two people accusing each other as mad.
Yeah.
So that's the point. Who defines who is mad?
Yeah.
A mad person defines the person is not mad as mad, and a person is not mad defines the person who is mad as mad. It's all perception. Because people think that if somebody is not living normally, then he is mad. But the definition of normal itself is abnormal. Now, the spiritualists think that materialist people are abnormal. And the materialistic people think that spiritual people are abnormal.
Yes.
So why can't you just be normal? Yes, we are normal. You are abnormal because normal means to be serving Krishna. What is this? Because the condition, the constitutional position of the soul is to serve Krishna, to chant Hare Krishna. Then they argue, no, you just be normal. Don't chant Hare Krishna. Then you are chanting some film star's name, you are going to some movie, you have some fans. And now you are having some fan, or then you are a fan of someone, some Khan or some idiot, who has no idea about you, who doesn't even bother for you. And you're jumping and you're kissing and you're thinking, my hero and all these things you're doing. But if you die also, it doesn't bother to him. He doesn't even know your name.
Yes.
So now when you have Krishna, who is there in your heart, who understands you, and you are worshipping him, then they say you're mad. And actually, who is mad? It is madness. So it's very difficult to define what is madness. And the whole goal of our life is to actually become mad.
Mm. Mm.
So, in one sense, they are true also. The mentalistic people, they say that you are mad. One of my relatives, many years back, you're gone mad. So I told, you just pray that I become mad. I want to become mad in Krishna consciousness. I want to
Yes.
jump and dance with Krishna, become mad in Krishna Bhakti. I have
Mm.
not yet become mad. That is my problem. And that person becomes, this, I cannot just talk to you people. You're totally mad.
Mm.
So it is good to be mad, isn't it?
Mm.
When you are good, when you are mad, then nobody expects anything from you.
Mm.
Then there's no frustration for you.
Mm.
So in this world, everybody is expecting that you should earn money, you should do that, you should do this for me, you should build a house, you should do all these things. But
Mm.
they don't expect it from a mad person, isn't it?
Yes.
So it's good that you are mad in Krishna consciousness. Nobody bothers you. Nobody gives any expects from you. The
Mm.
more you are capable, the more problem you have. Because the more capable you are, the more expectation people have from you.
Yes.
It is just good that you show that you're a mad person and be happy.
Mm. That is such an intelligent and profound definition of madness. Very nice. So we'll talk a little bit about Vatsara and his descendants. So Vatsara became the king, then what happened later? So King Vatsara had a very dear wife whose name was Swarvithi, and she gave birth to 6 sons named Pushparna, Tigmaketu, Isha, Urja, Vasu, and Jaya. Pushparna had 2 wives named Prabha and Dosha. Prabha had 3 sons named Pratar, Madhyandinam, and Sayam. Really, these are the names, Maharaj. It's quite interesting. Prata, Madhyandinam, and Sayam. Morning, afternoon, and evening. Those are the names of their 3 children.
Yeah.
So Dosha had 3 sons, Pradosha, Nishita, and Vyushta. Vyushta's wife was named Pushkarini, and she gave birth to a very powerful son named Sarvateja. Sarvateja's wife Akuti gave birth to a son named Chakshusha, who became the 6th Manu at the end of the Manu millennium. Nadvala, the wife of Chakshusha Manu, gave birth to the following faultless sons: Puru, Kutsa, Trita, Dyumna, Satyavan, Rita, Vrata, Agnishtoma, Atiratra, Pradyumna, Shibi, and Ulmuka. Of the 12 sons, Ulmuka begot 6 sons in his wife Pushkarini. They were all very good sons, and their names were Anga, Sumana, Kyati, Kratu, Angira, and Gaya. So, about King Anga. The wife of Anga, Sunita, gave birth to a son named Vena, who was very crooked. The saintly King Anga was very disappointed with Vena's bad character, and he left home and kingdom and went out to the forest. So Maharaj, of course, now Vena's thing is described here. So Maharaj, before we get into this Anga and Vena pastime, the son and the father, very interesting combination. So here we see that Maitreya Rishi, in very like 2 to 3 shlokas, he's finishing. He's saying, okay, Anga was one of the sons, and then he married Sunita, who was the daughter of death personified Mrityu, and they had a son Vena, and he was an evil son, and he was so frustrated that he left home. But however, Vidura, then he says, no, I want to know more. How come a great king like Anga had an evil son like Vena? So he's very curious about that. And then the rest of this chapter discusses this pastime. So why these speakers of Bhagavatam? This is another trend that we see. So many of your classes, how you said, in the end of ninth canto, when Parikshit was so eager, the whole time he's been eagerly waiting to listen to the description of Krishna. And then Shukadeva Goswami, just in a couple of verses, he briefly finishes off. And Parikshit, the way he expresses his enthusiasm and eagerness in the 10th canto, that leads to another 90 chapters. So, what are they testing from the listener here? That they very briefly give and they are expecting and hoping that perhaps the listener wants to know more. And when they do express their eagerness to know more, only then go they really dive deep into it.
Yeah. It is a test which always a listener, a speaker would always test in the here, because seeing the sincerity of the person who is hearing, the speaker gets very much enraged. So one has to express one's eagerness to hear, to get more from the speaker, to deep dive in the speaker. It's an encouragement. Otherwise, the speaker would just speak something and then think, okay, now he's not interested. Why should be interested? So eagerness has to be expressed by the speaker.
Okay. So let me get into the purport of text 21 here. So Vidura inquired from the sage Maitreya, my dear Brahmana, King Anga was very gentle. He had high character and was a saintly personality and lover of Brahminical culture. How is it that such a great soul got a bad son like Vena, because of whom he became indifferent to his kingdom and left it? So Prabhupada writes this. In family life, a man is supposed to live happily with father, mother, wife, and children, but sometimes, under certain conditions, a father, mother, child, or wife becomes an enemy. It is said by Chanakya Pandita that a father is an enemy when he is too much in debt. A mother is an enemy if she marries for a second time. A wife is an enemy when she is very beautiful. And a son is an enemy when he is a foolish rascal. In this way, when a family member becomes an enemy, it is very difficult to live in family life or remain a householder. Generally, such situations occur in the material world. Therefore, according to Vedic culture, one has to take leave of his family members just after his 50th year so that the balance of his life may be completely devoted in search of Krishna consciousness. So this quotation of Chanakya Pandit's quote that Prabhupada is mentioning here in the purport, if you can elaborate a little bit on this family life and enemies within family life.
The enemies within family life. Actually, the members of the family, they are not enemies. The enemy is your attachment. Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita has clearly told that this Mahashano, Mahapapma, Vidhyena Mihavairinam. What is that? Kamayesha Krodayesha Rajoguna Sundra. So when it is described like this, a foolish son is your enemy, it is because you get frustrated seeing your foolish son. And if you're detached from him, you can think that I do my best as a duty for my son. It's up to his karma and then be happy. But if you're not having this detachment of just performing duty and then be happy with whatever karma is there, then you become attached to your foolish son, then you're always in anxiety. So you have a beautiful wife, then there's always fear of losing her because there are many people who will be trying to attract her. And if you don't please her, then there's always fear that she may run away. The problem is not the beautiful wife. The problem is your attachment to her beauty, to her. So when the scripture says something, it has to be understood from, everything should be understood from a philosophical point of view. Bhavartha is very important, not Shabdhartha. So here, Anga, he had this son, Vena, who was so horrible. And King Anga took it to his advantage and became detached. And told, let him, this is karma, let me go. So that's how Anga was so exalted, became detached. Yeah.
Okay. So Maharaj, we'll just stick to this pastime for a while. So we see that now that Vidura Mahatma expressed his eagerness to hear more, Maitreya Rishi is backtracking and he's going a little deeper into this whole pastime. So here it is said that actually Ashwamedha Yajna was being performed. So King Anga is performing the sacrifice. There are all these priests. So there is absolutely nothing wrong that they are doing in the mantras they are chanting, the process they are following, all the rituals and everything. But however, the demigods are not coming. So they are puzzled. And then Anga Maharaj himself asked, like, why are they not coming? Have I done anything wrong? So very interestingly, the priests say that actually in this life you have committed no sin, But however, in the previous life, you have done something because of which in this life you have no son. And as a result of you not having a son, the demigods are not coming. So, what is this karmic baggage that, in spite of Anga being a devotee, his karma is still affecting him from the previous life? And then, how essential is it that one has to have a son because of then only then demigods appear and things like this?
Hmm. Let us get to the philosophical point of why I should suffer something in this life for something which I have done in the previous life.
Mhm.
So that's one of the questions which people ask.
Mhm.
Hmm. Now, just because you have done something in the previous life, some sin, or that doesn't mean that just you change the life that sin is gone. You're the same person.
Okay.
Like Krishna compares the body to be a garment, shirt.
Mhm.
Now, some person A kills B, then after 15 days, police come and arrest A. And he say, why are you arresting me? You have killed B.
Mm.
Then what is the proof of it? They say, we have a color CC camera put there. You can see it is you killing this B. The A says, you are all fools. The person who is killing B is wearing a red shirt. I am wearing a green shirt.
Mm.
How are you catching me? Catch the person who is wearing red shirt, not the green shirt.
Mm.
Just because that person has changed the shirt, that doesn't mean he becomes a different person.
Yes.
The same way, just because you change the body, that doesn't mean you become a different person. So you have to experience the sin.
Mm.
Now, because of sin, all the experiences we have, good, bad, ugly experiences.
Mhm.
And one of the punyas,
Uh-huh.
which is that you require a son.
Mm.
The reason is putra means one who delivers you uh, from the naraka, now named pun naraka trayati iti putraha, putra, pun naraka taiti trayati iti putraha. So if you don't have a putra, if you don't have sons, that means there's nobody to do shraddha karma for you.
Okay.
Since there's nobody to do shraddha karma for you, then it is difficult. That means that you've done some sin in the previous life.
Mhm.
So that is what is being discussed here. So not having a son is a result of previous sin.
Mm. Mm. Okay. So then they invoke the appearance of Lord Hari. So Vishnu himself comes and there is this payasam that is given, and then he gives, although Sunita is unqualified still, she takes this, she receives this payasam and then she begets a child, Vena. So I'm fast forwarding the discussion. I'm going to 39th verse. So I also want to highlight what Prabhupada is writing in the purport here. That boy was born partially in the dynasty of irreligion. His grandfather was death personified, and the boy grew up as his follower. He became a greatly irreligious person. So we'll focus on the purport. The child's mother, Sunita, was the daughter of death personified. Generally, the daughter receives the qualifications of her father, and the son acquires those of the mother. So, according to the axiomatic truth that things equal to the same thing are equal to one another, the child born of King Anga became the follower of his maternal grandfather, who is Mrityu. According to Smriti Shastra, a child generally follows the principles of his maternal uncle's house. Naranam Matula Karma means that a child generally follows the qualities of his maternal family. If the maternal family is very corrupt or sinful, the child, even though born of a good father, becomes a victim of the maternal family. So, according to Vedic civilization, therefore, before the marriage takes place, an account is taken of both the boys' and the girls' families. If, according to astrological calculation, the combination is perfect, then marriage takes place. Sometimes, however, there is a mistake and family life becomes frustrating. So, like this, the second paragraph also Prabhupada writes. So, Maharaj, how important it is that before marriage this whole genealogical thing is seen. Here we see Anga is such a great devotee, but because Sunita is the daughter of Mrityu, and then Vena ends up becoming like that, very, very irreligious. So if you can take us through this section.
Yeah, we have a podcast on this astrology. Those are not seen that you can see
Yes.
that podcast on astrology.
Mhm.
If you go to buy a pet dog,
Mhm.
then the person who sells these pet dogs, he shows the pedigree of 15 generations of the dog. It's called
Wow.
pedigree. They maintain it.
Mhm.
And when it comes to buying a good cow, then you will see the history of the breeding bull. And if some problem is there, if the mixture is there, the breeding bull, they say Nasal Sudhar.
Mhm.
So much is emphasized even when buying a dog or even getting a cow to your house.
Mhm.
Then what about humans?
Mhm.
You have to see the family, their ancestors, which gotra they come from.
Mhm.
So the marriage, which is actually called vivaha, is not between a boy and a girl.
Mhm.
It is between two families. It is not the union of a boy and a girl. That is what is called marriage. Vivaha is not a union between boy and a girl. It is between the two families. Mm. So what family they come from, it is very important. And to check, when the tradition is that when they are searching for a boy for their daughter, they ask many people about their family.
Mhm.
Then they decide, okay, whether we should give our daughter to the family or not. It is not that they give the daughter to that boy; they give the daughter to that family.
Mhm.
So we say that also we are given our daughter to their family. We got the daughter from their family.
Yeah.
So Kali Yuga, so these things are not understood. It is just okay, boyfriend, girlfriend. I like you, you like me. Fine. Over. That's what is happening.
Mhm.
That is why the children who are born, they are not proper
Mhm.
because there is no astrological check. There is no check between the family, what background they belong to.
Mhm.
So then it happens.
Mhm. Okay. So in spite of all this, or sometimes maybe such due diligence is not done, and they end up like maybe getting a bad husband or a bad wife, or quote unquote bad, how we define. So, or children in this case, how Anga ended up getting Vena. So here in the second paragraph, I'll just quickly read this. It appears that King Anga did not get a very good wife in Sunita because she was the daughter of death personified. Sometimes the Lord arranges an unfortunate wife for his devotee so that gradually, due to family circumstances, the devotee becomes detached from his wife and home and makes progress in devotional life. It appears that by the arrangement of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, King Anga, although a pious devotee, got an unfortunate wife like Sunita and later on a bad child like Vena. But the result was that he got complete freedom from the entanglement of family life and left home to go back to Godhead. So Maharaj, similarly in Prabhupada's own life, we see that he was not very happy with the wife he got. Of course, we should not be talking about Guru Mata, but still just in this context. So Prabhupada, in fact, wanted to marry again and have a second wife, but actually his father, Gaur Mohan De, advises him and says, actually, it is good that your wife is like this, so that way you will not be attached to family life. And eventually, we see a very similar thing happened. Finally, Prabhupada left family life and took on sannyasa. So, how one can see, because in one of the earlier podcasts also you said it is not what happens to you, it is having proper understanding, proper perspective. So, how should one have proper perspective in such situations?
Proper perspective is Krishna consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a good wife, engage her in Krishna consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have such a wife, then practice Krishna consciousness alone. Be happy. Let her be happy, you be happy.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole purpose of life is to be Krishna conscious.
Mm-hmm.
The situation, good, bad, ugly, that is always changing. Today missing something is very good, tomorrow the same thing becomes bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, ye bhala, ye manda, ye sa Brahma. To think something is good, something is bad, is all illusion. Because in this world, nothing is good, nothing is bad. Everything is abnormal.
Mm-hmm.
Because this world is not meant for you to stay. So, there's nothing good, nothing bad. Everything is abnormal for you here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So later we see once Vena is born, he's so cruel. So I'll just give a glimpse into that. After fixing his bow and arrow, the cruel boy used to go to the forest and unnecessarily kill innocent deer. And as soon as he came, all the people would cry, "Here comes cruel Vena! Here comes cruel Vena!" The boy was so cruel that while playing with young boys of his age, he would kill them very mercilessly and as if they were animals meant for slaughter. After seeing the cruel and merciless behavior of his son, Vena, King Anga punished him in different ways to reform him, but was unable to bring him to the path of gentleness. He thus became greatly aggrieved. The king thought to himself, "Persons who have no son are certainly fortunate. They must have worshipped the Lord in their previous lives so that they would not have to suffer the unbearable unhappiness caused by a bad son." So, Maharaj, it's very interesting. Here he is initially thinking like this, that having no son is better than having a wicked son. But later he comes to the point of thinking, actually, having a wicked son is better because then there is no attachment. One can develop detachment and live family life. And in fact, he ends up living the family life. So, the shift in his perspective, initially to think like this and then later to think like that and get completely detached. If you can highlight this.
Yeah, this every uh, situation in life should be taken as a lesson. So earlier he thought, let me have a son because he'll deliver me from hell.
Mm.
But he got a son who creates a hell here. What to speak of delivering hell? Then he thought, well, it is very good that I have a son like this because I can get rid of him, get out of this attachment.
Mm.
So when things don't happen according to your wish, instead of uh, suffering and lamenting, take advantage of it.
Mm.
Take advantage of every situation in your life. The world situation, take advantage of it and be happy.
Mm. Mm.
So that's need to be learned, how to take advantage of the worst situation. Worst situation is death.
Mm.
Other situation, loss of wealth, loss of property, loss of health.
Mm.
Take advantage of it.
Mm.
Loss of health, like I'm taking advantage of it.
Mm.
I'm in an Ayurvedic hospital and taking advantage of it. Telling everyone for 15 days, I'm chanting Hare Krishna. So take advantage of everything. Yeah.
So, what does it take to take advantage? These devotees are amazing, like Anga leaving home, Vidura, Duryodhana insulted, but instead of fighting back, he just left, he put the bow there and he left and went on a pilgrimage. In fact, that is why we have this whole Vidura Maitreya Samvada. Kunti Maharani, so much suffering. He's like, no, cut off both attachments towards Pandu family, Vrishni family. Let my focus be consciousness flow only towards you. How can we become like these devotees? And like you said, how can we get to a point where we take advantage of every situation, whatever it may come our way?
That is why this Pariprashna series, this Bhagavatam is there, so that you get inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever some situations we are in, according to the situations we are in, accordingly Krishna makes us, gives an opportunity to read something, hear something, so
Mm-hmm.
that we can get out of that situation and then act accordingly, act according to how these great personalities have done.
Yeah, very inspiring. So Maharaj, now transitioning into the next chapter, that is chapter 14, the story of King Vena. So before we get into what happens in this chapter, what is the distinction between a good king and a bad king?
Distinction between good king and bad king. One who follows the authority of scriptures and Brahmanas is a good king. One who listens to the Brahmanas is a good king. Good king. Bad king is one who doesn't listen to the Brahmanas. That is a fundamental difference. Because there are so many differences, but it is a fundamental difference. The Kshatriyas are supposed to be working under the Brahmanas. The Western point of view is that the Brahmanas should work under Kshatriyas. That means all the teachers, everyone, whatever we say, that should be taught. So that is how the modern Indian education system is corrupted, because the government dictated that you should study, you should teach about Akbar, Humayun, Aurangzeb, not about Shivaji, not about those people. Sorry, I'm just giving a political example.
Yeah.
So what happened? So those barbarians are being glorified as heroes. They are barbarians. The whole world knows it, and everybody knows it. It's there in books written by their own people and themselves. So now they are being described as heroes. So who did it? The Kshatriyas did it. Like those who are in the government did it. So they are bad. So when the Brahmanas, they advise, yes, what is to be taught is this should be syllabus. This is how you should conduct your life. What happened when Chanakya, according to him, when the kings, they conducted their life, so then the whole world was secure. The whole of India was secured. Whole of Bharat was secured. When they did not listen, they thought, what these people? They are not powerful. We are powerful. Because we have the military, we have the strength, we have done exercises, we have done built the body, and we have swords, we have arms and ammunition. And these Brahmanas, what they are, only on Shika. That's what Vishwamitra thought when he was Kaushika. Then he thought, what is this? Why such an opulence should be there of Kamadhenu in the ashrama of Vasishta? Then he fought. Then he understood the power of the Brahmanas. The power of the Brahmana is austerity. Then he himself says, what does he say? Pig balam, Kshatra balam, Brahma balam, told by Kshatriya. So Brahma balam, the real bala is austerity, and I have to be surrendered to the Brahma bala. I only has Shatra bala, Dig balam, Shatra balam, physical brute strength, animalistic strength. So when the Kshatriyas are listening to the Brahmanas, then that's called good king.
Okay. I guess that's why once Prabhupada was asked by his disciples, Prabhupada, why don't you become the president of United States of America? So Prabhupada said, no, I will become the guru of the president. So Prabhupada was very clear. So Maharaj, in this chapter we see how these sages, seeing that actually there is no king and the rogues and thieves are increasing. So although Vena was not a good person, they already knew he was quite cruel, but still consulting with the Queen Mother Sunita, they enthroned this Vena. And then Vena, of course, so many atrocities. I think he will put even Aurangzeb to shame. So like so many atrocities. So it's very interesting that these sages, when they see Vena acting like this, they don't immediately take to the course of action of killing him, but however, before that, they all go and they're pacifying him, giving him good counsel. So, why do they take this course of action before they actually end up killing him?
I did not get the last line. My mind was somewhere else. Yeah.
That's okay. So these sages, so they enthroned
Yeah.
Vena because there is no other king after Anga has left. Although they know that
Yes.
he was cruel, and true to their imagination, he's so cruel that he would put even Aurangzeb to shame. So once they see this, although later they are going to actually kill him, but before that, they go to him, they give him good
Ah.
counsel, they pacify him. Why they do this before they actually end up killing him?
See, the Brahmanas, they know that the king is required, because if there is no king, then atrocities include. Everybody becomes a king.
Mm.
There will be anarchy.
Mhm.
So they wanted a king, and definitely Vena is a son of Anga. So, as the tradition, they installed him as a king. Thought that by our good counsel, he became okay. They tried their best to do.
Yeah.
Like even Chanakya, he took up the kingship for some time,
Mhm.
but he did not call himself as a king. He called as Mahamatya,
Mm.
the secretary. He never called himself a king.
Mm.
Though he was doing the duties of a king, but he was searching for who can be the king. Because he's a Brahmana.
Mhm.
When Nandas became very cruel, he got them defeated and he became Mahamatya. And then he found one boy, Chandragupta. Then he made him the king. So the Brahmanas are also searching for a king, even though they could have ruled. But that is not their job, because they have a higher job
Mm.
to do.
Mm.
So they always find who can be the king. So they found, Vena is there, so let Vena do the work. We'll try to counsel him. Let's try out. The Brahmanas are always compassionate.
Mm. Okay. So, of course, we don't have the time to get into all this wonderful counsel given by these sages to King Vena. So, Maharaj, I want to hear from you about this concept of shared karma. So, they are saying if you are ruling as a pious ruler, then you are allowed to take taxes from the citizens, and then you can also enjoy as a king. But, however, Vena was not doing that. So, somewhere I heard that the king takes 1/6 of the karma of his citizens. Is this true? And if this is true, what are the instances? Because we always think karma is individualistic. I do something, I enjoy or suffer for my own karma. So, in what cases are there shared karma going on?
If the praja, they are doing sinful activities, 1/6 goes to the king, because his duty is to make sure they don't do sin.
Okay,
So he gets 1/6 because of non-performance of the duty.
I see. Okay. Mm.
So 1/6 part of the good karma also goes to the king, because
Oh.
he is helping the citizens and facilitating the citizens to do good karma, and he's doing good counsel. So that punya.
Mm.
It is not that my karma goes to you or that person's karma goes to somebody,
Mm.
because of the responsibility.
Mm.
Yeah.
Similarly, Maharaj, in one of your sessions, you had said that husband wife also, whatever sinful karma the wife does, half of it goes to husband.
Yeah. Whatever punya the wife does, half it goes to the husband. That is not there. Whatever punya husband does, it goes half to the wife.
It's a good deal for
It's
the
not the
wife.
reverse.
Yeah.
It's not the reverse. The reason is, when a husband is doing some activity, pious activity, half of husband is wife, Ardhangini. That is why she's called Ardhangini.
Okay.
Ah, not because he is cut in and then another something. It isn't. It's not.
Yeah.
Ardhanarishwara, Lord Shiva depicts this thing.
Mhm.
So when he is doing, definitely she is cooperating. That is why he is doing. Somebody may say she is not cooperating. At least she is allowing you to do. That's a big thing in Kali Yuga.
Yes.
Cooperation means allowing. That itself is a cooperation.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's the reason.
I guess if the boys who are about to marry, if they get to know this, many of them may change their mind.
Yeah, Good, they change their mind.
So, Maharaj, going forward, if you can speak something about the power of the Brahmanas, they are so powerful that they could just kill Vena with their mantras. Really, are they so powerful? This is the kind of power the Brahmanas wielded at that time?
Hmm. The Brahmanas, they have the power of mantra bala,
Mhm.
Brahma Teja. Just now I told about Vishwamitra himself telling
Yes.
Vasishta after his Brahma Pasha was
Mhm.
Brahmastra was subdued by the Brahmadanda.
Mhm.
Then he himself spoke this thing. What he says, Chatdik Balam, Chatra Balam, Brahma Balam Balam. The Bala of the Brahmana is austerity and mantra Bala.
Mhm.
By mantras, they can do so many things.
Yes.
Just by chanting the mantras, by cursing, they can do that. That's the power which they
Mm.
have, the power of austerity.
Mm.
Because they chant the mantras, they get the siddhi, mantra siddhi, and mantra siddhi and vak siddhi also they get. Means
Mhm.
whatever they say, it will happen.
Okay.
That is why when the brahmanas bless, because of the blessings, the boy, whoever maybe who got the blessings, they get the power. That becomes truth.
Mm.
And when the brahmanas they curse, and that also becomes truth because of their power, the power of
Mhm.
austerity.
Mhm. Okay. So just tracing back even before his death, the way Vena reciprocates to the good counsel given by the sages, of course, he does not take it very well. So in fact, he gives it back to them saying that you people are being unchaste, you are advising the king and things like that. So now a guru has to be treated by the disciple as good as God, but the guru never claims he is God. Similarly, the king is a representative of God. He is to be treated and respected as good as God by the citizens, but however, he should never think himself as the god. So, what is the misgiving that happens when whether it is a guru or whether it is a king who start thinking, I am as good as God and everybody should respect me, this and that?
So if he thinks, then he is ignorance. What else we can do? So how can he be a guru if he thinks that I am as good as God? Guru means one who understands I am representative of God.
Mhm.
Just because I am representative of God, I don't become God. So it is his ignorance. He cannot be a guru. The king also same thing. He is representative of Krishna, representative of God.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, such things happen today. Of course, we don't have monarchy and kings, but a quick example, personal experience. So, one of my cousins took me in Baltimore to a spiritual retreat where their program only, I don't want to take the name of the uh, saint, so called saint, but however, their program starts only during the night, and then in the wee hours of the morning, she actually comes dressed like Krishna, and then the whole time she's glorified like as though she's Krishna, as though she's the Lord. And for her disciples to think of her like that and glorify, okay, sometimes we can maybe let go of it. But the person who is being glorified, accepting that and dressing as Krishna, and these are well educated people, so many people coming and glorifying them like that. So, in fact, such things are happening even today where people considering themselves as God and, like Prabhupada used to say, cheaters and cheaters.
There are many people willing to be cheated, so they are cheaters.
Mhm.
Like there are very many people willing to buy ice cream, so their ice creams are being sold.
Mhm.
If there's nobody willing to buy ice cream, why ice cream should be sold?
Mhm.
So why these bogus gurus are there? Because they're bogus students.
Mhm.
And now when you say educated, how can you call them educated? They don't have any
Yeah.
intelligence.
Yeah.
Of course, it is not their fault because the modern education system destroys their intelligence. They can't think.
Yeah.
So they just do anything which they comes to their mind.
Mhm. So, Maharaj, one more thing related to this, and then we will move on to the third chapter. So, it is said that there is a quote, to save the village, you can sacrifice a family. To save the country, you can sacrifice a village. To save the soul, you can sacrifice the whole world. And now, in order to save the kingdom, so the Brahmanas sacrifice this king. So, how Brahmanas take a call on when what they should do? It is the same Brahmanas who enthroned Vena, and it is the same Brahmanas now they killed Vena. Later, they are going to churn his body, and we will get into that. So, if you can just say a few words about this, and then we will move forward.
Actually, the Brahmanas are those who are Sarvabhuta Hiterata.
Mm-hmm.
They are the people who actually think of the benefit of the whole mankind.
Mm-hmm.
So in this way, they are thinking of the benefit of the whole mankind, and they can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
They can enthrone a king and dethrone a king and then do anything because they have the power to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So Maharaj, what is this process that they follow next, whereby churning the body of Vena, first they remove all the sinful aspect, Bahuka, who actually is Nishadas, they come from this Bahuka. So who are these Nishadas and how, is this a symbolic thing? They literally churned, like what happened?
Yeah, literally churned. There is a process by which you can get the soul into the body, which is comes out of the churning.
Oh.
This happened many times. It happens even Mithila. The word Mithila comes from become Mithi Janaka.
Oh, okay.
One who was born from Mitha. Mitha means one by Manthan, by churning. So even then, once it happened, there was no king in the line of Janaka, in the dynasty of Janaka. They are all known as Janakas. Mithi Janaka. That is why it became Mithila.
Okay.
Mithila. So they also got one thing like that. So when by churning the body, first the sinful aspect was sent. So Prabhupada says they became some kind of tribes.
Okay.
Adivasis or something like that. Some kind of tribes. And some people even say they're Africans or something like that. And the other part of the body was churned, and in which a soul was invoked. So the soul is under the Supreme Lord himself who came. Purpose of protecting the world. And a lady also appeared, who is another than the partial incarnation of Lakshmi. So a portion of Supreme Lord, Hare Ramshaha, Sakshad, Yesha Sakshad, Hare Ramsho, Jato Lokar Rikshaya, Yam Cha Tat Parahi Shri Anu Jatni Anapaini. Yeah.
Okay. So Maharaj, good, you pointed out that. So Prutu and Archi, they appear when they churned the arms of Vena. So Maharaj, Prutu Maharaj is called the Shaktya Vesh avatar. So in a much earlier podcast, you have described about the 6 types of avatars. One of them is Shaktya Vesh avatar. So if you can, for the benefit of our audience, again revisit this concept. Who is Shaktya Vesh avatar? How does Prutu Maharaj fit into that? If somebody else comes and says, even I am avatar of the Supreme Lord, how can we distinguish a real avatar from a fake avatar?
Real avatar. The real avatar and fake avatar, they should be mentioned in the scriptures as the first thing. When there is no mention about them in the scriptures, then it's not. And also, there are lakshanas. Every thing and everybody in this world is recognized by the lakshanas.
Okay.
So you have to see the lakshanas. How come this person be called as avatar? He died by cancer. And he called avatar. Died by cancer. And he cured many people. They say, they publish, he cured many people, but he could not cure himself. What kind of avatar? Then you say it's Leela. But to say anything is not going to work because realize something which is easily done.
Mhm.
First, that is why scriptures are the basis. Books are the basis, scriptures.
Mm. Okay. And who is Shakti-Avesh Avatar Maharaj, and what exactly Shakti was invested in Prithu?
Oh, Shaktavesh Avatar is a living entity in whom Krishna manifests, invests a particular kind of potency to achieve a particular purpose.
Okay.
To achieve a particular purpose, a particular living entity is invested with a particular potency. That's called Shaktavesh Avatar. Like Narada,
Mm-hmm.
to spread bhakti, one living entity was invested with Bhakti Shakti, Prithu Maharaj Bhupalana Shakti,
Okay.
Vyasa Sahitya Shakti. That all many incarnations, like you have Naranarayan Rishi Tapas Shakti, or
Mm-hmm.
Kumara's Avesha of Jnana Shakti. Like that.
Mm. Okay. Does it always have to be a Jiva who is empowered, or the Supreme Lord himself can come as Shakti-Avesh Avatar, or no?
Hmm. There are two categories. Sakshat, direct and indirect. The direct are Ananta himself, who is the Lord himself, is invested himself with a particular potency.
Mm.
That's the Shaktavesh Avatar.
Okay. Okay. So they appeared, and then they both are coronated, and then all these wonderful gifts. So I will leave it to our audience to actually go through this 15th chapter. So all these different demigods, great personalities, sages, they all come there, and they're giving these very nice gifts to Prithu Maharaj and Archi. And then after that, Maharaj, interestingly, so the bards. So I guess they are the professional praisers. So they are lauding Prithu Maharaj with so many of his qualities and actually the deeds, that you are this, you are that, so many things that they are appreciating and glorifying Prithu. And how Prithu Maharaj reacts to this, he's saying that I have not even done these things, and you are already praising me like as though I have done it. So, if you can talk about the praise showered upon Prithu, and then the way Prithu reciprocates in receiving this praise or dissuading them from praising him further.
Prithu Maharaj, though now he's the king.
Yeah.
In spite of he being the king, expressing his humility.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the basic qualification of everyone.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It is not just because you're the king that you have to show off that I am the king. People will see, power will come.
Mm-hmm.
But humility is the most important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, Maharaj, even for in the devotee circle, sometimes out of their goodness, the other person may be appreciating. Sometimes it seems like an exaggeration. So, out of their goodness, they may exaggeratedly praise one. But how should the person who is at the receiving end reciprocate to this kind of appreciation coming their way?
Exactly the way Prithu Maharaj
Mm-hmm.
received the appreciation. He just led the appreciation to the Supreme Lord, to the Guru.
Mm. Okay.
So, what to speak of persons who do not have the qualities? The fools doesn't understand that he is a joke, mocked by
Mm-hmm.
the promise of having such qualities in future. Even if fool thinks that, oh, I have these qualities, but actually I don't have qualities.
Mm.
Only foolish people think that I have these qualities.
Mm-hmm.
And a bigger fool thinks, yes, I have these qualities.
Mm.
So actually, he says that you're supposed to chant the glories of the Supreme Lord.
Mm.
And what you have done something wrong. Why are you praising me? I'm a low class person here.
Mm.
And this jugupsitam, it's asamanjasa. It's very obnoxious.
Mm.
It's very awkward.
Mm. Okay. Very nice, Maharaj. So, related to these three chapters, of course, we've touched here and there. Is there anything that I have missed, something important that you would like to highlight, Maharaj, before we move on to Brahmastra?
So you touched most important part in the last part.
Mhm.
He says, Prabhavoi Atmanastotram Jupsyanti api Vishruta. And Riyantaha Paramo Daraha Paurusham Va Vigarhitam. So a person who is famous for good qualities, who are modest and generous, and praise, they don't like to be praised.
Mm.
And they consider the praise to be criticism of their abilities.
Mm.
That's the, to consider their praise as criticism
Mm.
and just not willing to hear that.
Why would one consider praise as criticism?
Suppose if you go to somebody who's like a monkey and say, "You're so beautiful," what does it mean?
Criticism only.
Huh? It's sarcasm, isn't it?
Yeah.
So sarcasm is criticism.
Mm.
So all the qualities belong to Krishna.
Oh, makes sense. Okay. Got it. Nice. Wonderful, Maharaj. Very nice. So, Maharaj, we'll move on to the Brahmastra segment. So, I'm going to keep it quick. So, just like these Brahmanas who had so much power that they could enthrone Vena, they could kill Vena, so they could do whatever they wanted. So, assuming that you had that kind of power, not necessarily to kill somebody, but however, I'm just going to give you like a dozen different segments in the society. So different section like business and politics. So as a very extensively traveling monk who is so proficient in the scriptures, from what you see through the Shastra, what you see in the world out there, if there is one thing that you had the power to change in each of these segments that I'm going to list, so I want you to bring that out, Maharaj. So what is the one thing that you would like to change? So we'll start from our home ground, that is spirituality and religion.
Change people's perception that spirituality is based on scripture. They have idea spirituality is something which is not a science, it is some abstract thing. It is a science. It has books. It is based on Vedas, based on Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam. So study it. Without studying Bhagavad Gita, you cannot be spiritual.
Okay, all right. So the next thing is media and entertainment.
Change the perspective of entertainment.
In what sense?
They think all the entertainment should come from the West or from the Bollywood or the Urdu hood. We have enough entertainment coming from the Carnatic music, the Bharatanatyam and other traditional forms of music, where Krishna is the center of art and music.
Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Business?
I remember once I had given a Bhagavatam class. Bhagavad Katha was going on. I met a businessman who told me that his father, when he was leaving the body, he told him, it seems, "Beta खूब पैसा कमाना." You earn lot of money, lots and lots of money, but never think that money belongs to you.
Wow, that's nice advice.
And be happy because of you doing business, a few families are getting their livelihood.
That's nice.
And I have a desire to organize 108 Bhagavad Kathas, and you organize this money for the Bhagavad Kathas. That is for preaching Krishna consciousness.
Wow.
This was not told by any big scholar or some great devotee. A simple businessman. Before he left the body, he told this thing to his son. It contains practically essence of all the
Yes.
scriptures.
Yes, absolutely.
A lot of money because you're a businessman.
Yeah.
Your wife should earn money. But
Correct.
never think that money belongs to you.
Very nice.
What instruction is leaving the body
Yes.
and going?
Yes, amazing.
So they are the sages who in businessmen,
Yes.
wife rishis. They are like that.
Wow, thanks for sharing that, Maharaj. Very nice. What about healthcare? Right now, you are in an Ayurvedic center and gulping down. I don't know what that is, but so if you could change something about the modern healthcare, what would you change?
Just accept Ayurveda. Ayurveda is a science, and allopathy is mental speculation coming from those who have no idea of what is body, what is soul, what is prana. So just accept Ayurveda. It is science. Allopathy is not a science. It's only speculation by some meat eaters. It cannot be curing diseases because they don't know what disease is.
Okay.
They don't know what is kapha pitta vata. There is no nadi pariksha. So just accept Ayurveda. Yes.
Okay. What about sports? Sports? Yes.
Huh?
Yeah, what would you change about sports?
We have some sports played by Krishna.
Krishna Krida.
Traditional sports. Krishna Krida. That is sports. Especially every sport in the Vedic tradition brought number one, team spirit. Number two, a hope for a hope. Number three, confidence. There is no win and lose here. Everybody wins. So they are the sports which increases a person's confidence, etc.
Okay.
Team
What
spirit.
about? Yes, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Journalism.
Go ahead.
Journalism.
Yeah, definitely. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur talked about journalism a lot. He wanted to publish a newspaper every day.
Yes.
Somebody asked, newspaper, so how so much of content with it? Then he told, this one city of Calcutta, it is just one city in the entire India, in West Bengal, 7th state in this country. And this country is one of the countries in many countries. When this state or this one city can publish a newspaper every day, and the whole world, or millions of Brahmandas are there in one corner of Vaikuntha and millions of Vaikunthas in one corner of Goloka. Just imagine, I can print a newspaper every second.
Wow.
So journalism has to be with the purpose of establishing dharma. Now you see ISKCON is distributing millions of Bhagavad Gitas, has changed lives of millions of people, made people give up drugs. But they're not interested in all these things. They want to see what's wrong going on. Somewhere, some small thing, they make a big news of it. It's gonna happen like this. What about those things which are done? So many wonderful things happen.
Yeah.
So that's how low the journalism has become.
Okay. What about the current education system? What would you like to change if you had the power to?
I'll change the entire thing. What is the
Good, very good.
Change the entire thing.
Good, very nice. Okay. What about science and technology?
Yeah, there's nothing to change about it, but to talk about the proper utilization of it.
Proper utilization?
Yeah.
Okay.
perspective of the persons utilize. Like there is technology, use the technology in Krishna service.
Okay.
So means they are misusing it now. You have the mobile, YouTube, all children just into the scrolling. So it has reduced their creativity.
Yes.
So one student asked me, what is wrong in watching YouTube? There's nothing wrong in watching YouTube videos. What is better is that you make your videos and post it.
Yeah.
Something which is beneficial for others.
Yeah.
Some good content.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, no problem.
Yeah. Be a creator, not just a consumer. Very nice.
Yes.
Yeah. What about politics, Maharaj? What would you like to change?
Integral part of the entire world's ecosystem. So, Srila Prabhupada wrote a letter to Indira Gandhi, dear Hindu, and he told that all the ministers should be second initiated devotees,
Wow.
following four leader principles.
Yeah.
How can you have some drunkards and smokers and bebicharis and as a minister? How will their brain function? No, you cannot have such people as ministers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think along the same lines, Prabhupada said they should all chant 16 rounds before entering the parliament.
Yes.
So just even imagining that is so wonderful. Nice. What about modern day fashion, Maharaj? What would you like to change?
I don't know much about it. But definitely one should give up all cosmetics which are sold in the market.
Yeah.
They're all chemicals. You use cosmetics, but herbal.
Yeah.
So that herbal market will go up nicely. But for Vaishnavas, tilak is the best cosmetic.
Yes.
But we cannot expect everybody to be in that category at once.
Yeah.
So they can use all herbal and which are organically grown cosmetics. That's good for you and good for health and good for the farmers and the entire industry.
Yeah, very nice. What about the way people earn their livelihood today? What would you like to change about that?
Oh, that's an important question. It should be business. Everybody should think of being independent business units.
Yes.
You think of production and selling rather than just working for someone for a salary. Even if you work, take it as a contract so that you'll be more responsible.
Nice.
Otherwise, just thinking I'll work for 1 month, I'll get this much salary. You have to get out of this concept. Vedic system talks about an economy which is independent.
Yes.
We say, na beta pair pe khada ho gaya. Means that he's standing on his own legs, means that he is independent now. But now the parents don't know that just because he got a job, that doesn't mean he's independent. Just because he's got a degree, he's not independent. Rather, he is dependent on some industry.
Exactly.
Some war happens, somewhere he loses his job. It's nothing to do with the war.
Yeah.
So independent economy, income based on independent economy is more important.
Yes, very nice, very practical. So last but not the least, this is something that you have a special inclination for. So the current day children, especially youth, if there is something that you can change about current youth, what would you change?
So about the youth?
Yes, yeah.
Change. It may be not very much palatable to hear what I'm going to say.
Okay.
But stay away. If you're a boy, stay away from girls. If you're a girl, stay away from boys.
Yeah.
this promiscuity is the biggest problem in the society.
Yes.
So that's very dangerous for both of them.
Yeah.
There is no question of any boyfriend, no question of any girlfriend.
Yeah.
A girl can never have a boyfriend. A boy cannot have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's all illusions.
Yeah.
Each one is going to destroy each other's consciousness. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a sound advice. And literally to that point, Maharaj, I was shocked. Just a couple of weeks ago, I watched something on YouTube. Currently, one can actually rent a boyfriend or a girlfriend. So like they can rent a boyfriend and take them out for a day, and you are actually paying them by the hour. And it's actually happening as we speak. So I don't know where the world is going to head. So not only girlfriend, boyfriend, but one can actually rent them on an hourly basis. Just like you rent a maid, you can rent a boyfriend.
Even Hiranyakashipu or Ravana will be completely surprised.
I know. I was shocked.
Even Veda would be surprised. This did not happen in my kingdom.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like matrimony, go and book the boyfriend, and then you take them for 8 hours or 10 hours and do whatever. But if you take them for a restaurant or wherever, whoever has booked, they have to pay extra for that. Then if you extend it by an hour or so, then again you pay a little over and things like crazy. So thank you so much, Maharaj. In spite of you actually being there in the Ayurvedic center, and instead of just, I was thinking that maybe you'll just take time out to focus on your health, but in spite of that, you are doing a Tattva Sandarbha course in the evening, you're doing podcasts and meetings. So I don't really think you have taken a break. So even while you are there, you're still serving non-stop. So it is deeply inspiring the way you are doing. I hope your treatment goes very well. And so thank you, Maharaj. As always, so many wonderful insights, and with such great sense of humor also you put it across. So this some things, like you said, are unpalatable, but when you put it in your own style and with a little bit of humor, it becomes somewhat digestible for all of us. So thank you so much, Maharaj. Indebted to you. So, Hare Krishna, everyone. There we go. So, this was our brief discussion on the 60th episode where we have discussed 3 chapters. We have just started Prithu Maharaja's pastime, but in the next episode, when we come back, when you join us, we will see his glorious rule. He was so powerful that he could chase after Mother Earth and make sure that she is producing in prosperity like she is supposed to. So, more about his rule and wonderful qualities, all that and more coming up next Saturday. Until then, as always, stay inquisitive and stay Krishna conscious. And thank you so much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.